Hello everyone, I wanted to make this video to share some information regarding the brain. So the brain's number one job is to keep you away from pain and to keep you safe. It is absolutely not the brain's job to keep you happy. The brain could care less if you're happy or not. So what does that mean? What this means is that the reason why I'm sharing this information about the brain and it's so important is because um, children, babies from birth, actually from before birth, from when babies are in their mother's wombs, they can hear and they can feel. They can't see, but they can hear and they can feel, the mom's emotions and what's going on. So starting from while the baby is being developed in the mother's womb up to being born, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years old. So up to 7 years old, the child learns everything through the subconscious mind. And why is that? Because there's so much to learn for a child that it's impossible for the conscious mind to be learning everything through the conscious mind. So therefore all the learnings, whether it's like going to the bathroom, eating, walking, talking, all that's going on in those early years up to 7 years old, it's just too much for the conscious mind. So it's got to be learned through the subconscious mind. So what happens is there are times where situations, and it's not about the event. It could be something small, something minor, but it's about the interpretation. So what does that mean? So let's say a mother has two children and she yells at both of them, and one child interprets it as this is tragic, this is traumatic, this is painful. That child is going to have issues from that. But then the other child, the other sibling, brushes it off and it doesn't give it any attention or importance. Then the second sibling is not going to be affected by that yelling. So what happens is, as children, we go through something, some event. It could be something minor, it could be something traumatic, and usually a few times, not just once. And then the brain develops safety program, safety mechanism because of that interpretation. So let me give you an example. I had issues with public speaking. Obviously, I worked through it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this video right now. So I used to have issues with public speaking. So when I was going through RTT training, I presented this issue so I can solve it once and for all. And my scenes where one of my scenes came up that I raised my hand in the classroom, and when I was like, I don't know, 8 years old or so, young, and I got laughed at in the classroom. So therefore, at that time, my brain developed a program. My brain said, don't ever raise your hand or don't ever speak in public ever again because it's dangerous and it's going to cause you pain. So like I said before, the brain has to develop a safety program to keep us safe. So in other words, what happens is that we develop these programs subconsciously without realizing, without knowing what's going on. And we end up growing up with this program as adults in our 20s, 30s, 40s, and so on. And we have these programs installed in our subconscious mind, and we have no idea. We have no idea. We have no idea why we have depression. We have no idea why we have anxiety. We have no idea why we can't sleep, or we have issues with procrastination, or issues with eating, smoking, addictions, it's because these programs are rooted deeply. They sometimes, when I give a session to clients, they go back all the way back when they were in their mother's womb, which is very, very fascinating. And so it's like we have to, in order to solve this issue, we have to get to the root. So this is why RTT is so powerful, and it's different than other therapy. It's because with hypnotherapy, we can connect with the subconscious mind, and we can get to the root, to why.